Welcome to a brand new special presentation right here on the Deep Dive.
Great to be here.
And before we jump in, I've actually got some exciting news.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, this particular deep dive, it's a special episode of AI Unraveled, and it's created and produced by Etienne Newman.
Ah, Etienne.
Exactly. He's a senior engineer and apparently a very passionate soccer dad up there in Canada.
Nice. Shout out to Etienne.
Definitely. A big thank you to him for bringing this focused look to all of you. Now, if you're finding this valuable and you want more of these kinds of detailed analyses, especially on how AI is changing everything,
Which it is.
right,
Yeah.
please take a moment right now, go over to Apple Podcasts. Seriously, grab your phone, open the app.
Do now.
Yeah. Tap search, type in AI Unraveled. That's AI space UNRAVLED.
Got it.
Find the show, tap on it, and look for that subscribe button. It's usually right there.
Easy enough.
Hitting subscribe means you won't miss future insights, and honestly, it really helps other people find the show too.
It makes a difference.
It really does. Okay, let's get into this. Today, we are diving deep into something super relevant for, well, anyone looking to make a career move right now.
Definitely.
We're navigating the modern job interview landscape. And it feels like artificial intelligence is just becoming a huge part of it, right?
Everywhere. From applying to the actual interview.
Exactly. Now, for you, the learner listening in, the whole idea of AI being so involved in your job search might feel a bit overwhelming.
Yeah, maybe a bit intimidating. Like some secret code you need to crack.
Totally. But that's exactly why we're doing this deep dive. We're going to take this, seemingly complex world and break it down into really practical, actionable strategies you can use, like today.
That's the plan. And we've gathered some really good material for this, all centered on this idea of AI-proofing job interview success.
AI proofing, I like that.
Yeah, it includes detailed analysis on how AI is being used right now in recruitment, plus, concrete advice on nailing those key interview questions and even mastering that all-important follow-up afterwards.
Right. So our mission here is pretty straightforward. We want to give you a really clear picture of how AI is actually impacting job interviews.
Uh-huh. What's really happening?
And, more importantly, equip you with step-by-step practical strategies, things you can actually do to not just get through it, but really excel in this new environment.
Turning that overwhelm into preparedness.
Exactly. Taking that feeling of, oh no, AI, and turning it into, okay, I've got this. Control and confidence. So where do we start? How do we make sense of this AI job hunt thing?
Well, I think the logical place to begin is actually before the interview, the pre-interview preparation phase.
Okay, pre-interview prep.
And a huge piece of that puzzle now is understanding Applicant Tracking Systems, ATS.
Ah, yes, ATS. We hear that acronym thrown around a lot, but what are they really? What do they do?
So think of them as the first line of defense, the digital screeners for a ton of companies.
Oh.
The numbers suggest a really high percentage of big companies, maybe even 90% of the Fortune 500 are using these systems.
90%.
Yeah, it's massive. Their main job is just to manage the sheer number of applications they get.
Yeah.
It's efficiency for them.
Okay, so they're gatekeepers. How do they actually, sift through everything?
Basically, the ATS is an electronic filter. It scans the resumes people submit, and it's looking specifically for keywords and phrases, things that match the requirements listed in the job description.
Right, keywords.
Based on how well your resume matches,
Yeah.
how many relevant keywords pop up, the system gives you a score and ranks you against other candidates.
And this happens before a person sees it.
Often, yes, before a human recruiter lays eyes on it. So if your resume isn't, ATS friendly,
Yeah.
there's a real chance it could just get filtered out automatically. It doesn't matter how qualified you actually are.
Wow, okay. That completely changes how you need to think about writing a resume. So how do we crack this code? What are the key things we need to do to get past this digital bouncer?
There are definitely several critical things. First up, as we mentioned, keywords.
Right, the magic words.
Exactly. The ATS scans for them. So where do you find them? Primarily, the job description itself.
Makes sense.
You need to carefully read that posting, identify the key skills, the qualifications, any specific jargon or terminology they use, and then weave those terms naturally into your resume. Think experience section, skills section, summary.
Naturally, though.
Yes, naturally. That's key. The system ranks based on relevance and frequency, but you have to avoid keyword stuffing.
What's that exactly? Just jamming words in?
Pretty much. Just listing keywords out of context. Some of the smarter ATS systems can actually spot that and might even penalize you for it.
Okay, so natural integration. Got it. What else? besides keywords?
Also, it's a good idea to include both the full term and any common acronyms, like if they mention search engine optimization.
Put SEO too.
Exactly, put SEO right after it, or mention SEO elsewhere.
Mm,
Cover your bases.
smart. Okay, keywords crucial. What's next for ATS survival?
Next up is formatting simplicity. This one trips people up sometimes.
How so? You want it to look good, right?
Well, yes, but what looks good to a human eye might totally confuse the ATS algorithm.
Ah.
These systems need to parse the text, understand the structure. So the best bet is a clean, standard, single-column format.
Single column, not fancy layouts.
Generally, no. Avoid using headers and footers for critical info like your contact details. Some ATS struggle to read those accurately.
Really?
Yeah, and definitely steer clear of tables, multiple columns, graphics, text boxes, even special characters beyond maybe standard bullet points.
Wow, strips it right back. What about fonts?
Stick to standard readable fonts. Think Arial, Calibri, Georgia, Times New Roman,
Oh,
Verdana.
classics.
Yep, standard size, like 10, 12 points for the body text. Maybe a bit larger for headings, but keep it simple.
And section titles, like experience.
Use standard headings. Work experience, education, skills. That helps the ATS categorize everything correctly. Basically, the simpler and more standard, the better for the AI.
Simple, standard, single column. Got it. What about job titles themselves? Do they matter to the ATS?
Absolutely. When you list your past jobs, use clear, common titles.
Okay.
And here's a tip. If your official title was maybe a bit unique or internal, but the work you did lines up with the job you're applying for,
Yeah.
consider adding the target title in parentheses.
Right.
So maybe you were a project coordinator, but the role was like a project manager's. You could put project coordinator, project manager responsibilities, or something similar. Align it.
Ah, okay. Makes sense.
And some advice even suggests putting the exact job title from the posting right in your resume headline or summary.
Really? That direct?
Can help. It's about speaking the ATS's language as clearly as you can.
Right, direct alignment. Okay, file types. There's always that PDF versus Word debate.
Yeah.
What's the latest thinking for ATS?
That's a really good question. And yeah, there's discussion. PDFs are great for preserving your formatting visually, right? Looks the same everywhere.
True.
But not all ATS systems are equally good at parsing them perfectly. Sometimes things get jumbled.
So Word is safer.
Generally, unless the instructions specifically ask for a PDF, it's often considered safer to submit a Word doc or .doc. Most ATS are built to read those really well.
Okay. Default to Word unless told otherwise.
Exactly. But the absolute golden rule, follow the employer's instructions to the letter if they specify a format.
Always read the instructions. Good advice for life, really.
True.
Okay, one last thing on ATS, those online application forms. All those boxes you have to fill out.
Yes. Don't underestimate application completeness.
Even the optional fields.
Absolutely. Take the time to fill out every single field, even the ones marked optional.
Why is that so important?
Because sometimes recruiters or hiring managers use those fields as extra filters when they search the database. If you leave fields blank, you might inadvertently screen yourself out, even if your attached resume is perfect. So just take the extra few minutes, fill it all out.
Okay, that's solid advice. So, quick recap on ATS. Keywords woven in naturally, simple, standard format, clear, aligned job titles, default to Word, usually, and fill out everything online.
That's a great summary. That gives you a solid foundation for getting past those initial digital filters.
Right. So, let's say we've done all that. Our resume makes it through the ATS gauntlet. What's the next big step in pre-interview prep, especially with AI in the mix?
The next vital step is research. But now, research supercharged by AI.
Okay. Research has always been key, right? Showing you're interested, tailoring answers.
Exactly. Especially for that classic question, why do you want this job?
Yeah.
But modern AI tools can help you go way deeper, much more efficiently.
So less time just endlessly Googling the company name. How does AI act as a better research assistant here?
Well, think about tools like ChatGPT, Gemini, Copilot,
Yeah.
these generative AI models.
Mm-hmm.
You can ethically feed them the job description, maybe some info from your resume, and public details about the company, their website content, news articles, mission statements.
Right. Public info.
And then use specific prompts. Ask the AI, say, generate potential interview questions for this role at this company based on this info.
Wow. Okay.
Or ask it to identify potential gaps between my resume and this job description. That helps you prep explanations.
That's useful.
And maybe most powerfully, ask it to summarize recent company news, strategic goals, or industry trends relevant to this position.
So it pulls together the key stuff for you.
Exactly. It synthesizes it. You're not just getting surface-level facts. You're getting potential questions and a breakdown of what's likely top of mind for the company right now.
That's a huge time saver. And helps you focus.
Totally. The goal isn't just a superficial nod to the company. It's leveraging these AI insights to build a really strong story about how your specific skills and experience connect directly to their mission, their culture, and critically, their current challenges or goals.
So you can say, I see you're facing X, and here's how I can help with that.
Precisely. Showing you understand their problems and can offer solutions is way more impactful than just saying you like their website.
Makes total sense. Connect your value to their needs. But, quick aside, any cautions using these public AI tools? Privacy.
Good point. Yes, definitely be mindful of data privacy. Don't paste sensitive personal information or proprietary details from past jobs into public AI models. Stick to public info about the target company and your general skills profile.
Okay, important caveat. Now, if more candidates are using AI to prep like this, how does that change the actual interview dynamic?
It's definitely shifting things. As more people use AI to refine answers, anticipate questions, and generally level up their preparation.
But the bar gets higher.
Exactly. The baseline expectation for preparedness is rising. Some early data even suggests candidates using AI thoughtfully in prep tend to get slightly higher interview ratings.
Interesting.
So interviewers are noticing this. They're adapting. They're starting to ask deeper, more probing follow-up questions.
To get past the polished answers.
Right. To really assess your genuine understanding, your thought process, your actual experience, not just a well-rehearsed, maybe AI-assisted response.
So you need to really know your stuff, not just have good answers prepared.
Precisely. You need to be ready to explain the how and the why behind your experiences and handle that tougher questioning.
Okay. So we've optimized the resume for ATS, supercharged our research with AI. Now we're actually in the interview, phase 2, mastering the interview.
Right. And now we need to be ready for both human evaluation and potential AI analysis, especially in virtual interviews.
Double duty. So those core interview questions we all know, they're still relevant.
Absolutely. The classics aren't going away. Tell me about yourself. Why this job? Strengths, weaknesses.
Yeah.
But how we answer needs to consider both the human listener and the potential AI listener or analyzer.
Okay, let's take them one by one with that dual lens, starting with the classic opener. Tell me about yourself.
Okay. The standard advice holds. Concise, maybe 30 seconds. Origins, core skills, motivation for this role. Good foundation.
Right, the elevator pitch.
But now, layer in a couple things. First, consciously try to weave in one or two keywords highly relevant to this specific job. Subtly, naturally. And second, be mindful of your tone. Deliver it positively, with engagement. Some AI systems do sentiment analysis, gauging emotion from your voice and words.
Okay, concise, keyword-aware, positive tone. Got it. What about, why do you want this job? We used AI for research. How does that show up in the answer?
That deep research is key here. You need to explicitly connect your skills and career goals to the specific company challenges or initiatives you found.
Don't just say you admire them.
Exactly. Articulate how your abilities help them achieve their goals or solve their problems. Be specific. And whenever possible, quantify your potential contribution. Use numbers, examples from your past. I increased X by Y%, that kind of thing.
Quantify. Always stronger. Okay, what is your greatest strength? Standard advice. Connect it to the job. Give an example. AI angle.
Still need that solid example, absolutely. And the STAR method situation, task, action, result, is still your best friend for structuring that.
STAR method, right.
But also, think, does this strength align with competencies an AI might assess? Things like problem solving, technical skills, communication.
Oh, okay.
And again, subtly using related keywords from the job description within your STAR story can help for AI analysis.
Start structure, job alignment, and maybe think about AI accessible skills. Got it. Now, the tricky one. Tell me about a mistake you made. Honesty, but AI concerns.
Yeah, nuances here. Definitely be honest. Use STAR again. Explain the situation, what you did, and crucially, what you learned.
Focus on the learning.
Absolutely. Take responsibility, explain how you fixed it or mitigated damage, and frame the lesson learned positively, constructively.
Why the positive framing?
Avoid overly negative language. Dwelling on the bad stuff might trigger negative flags in AI sentiment analysis. Aim for balanced, ultimately forward-looking.
Frame the learning positively. Good tip. What about leadership or teamwork questions? How do you lead? Or Can you handle multiple projects?
For leadership, emphasize things like empathy, clear guidance, collaboration. Give a star example of team success because of your approach.
Right.
Highlight those soft skills, collaboration, communication. AI struggles with those, so they're a key differentiator for the human reviewers.
Right. Play to the human evaluation.
For handling multiple things, show organization, prioritization, getting results amid complexity. STAR method again.
Okay.
And maybe mention specific tools or techniques you use for prioritization. That signals a structured approach, which can read well to both humans and potentially AI pattern recognition.
Show structure, mention tools. Makes sense. How about handling difficulties or achieving goals? How do you handle setbacks? Or tell me about a goal you achieved.
Handling setbacks. Use STAR to show resilience, problem solving under pressure. Focus on your logical process and the positive outcome. And maintain a calm tone. Vocal analysis might be happening.
Calm tone. Okay.
Achieving a goal. Be specific, relevant to the role you want. STAR again. And quantify the achievement whenever you can. Numbers make it real.
Specific, relevant, quantified. Got it. What about weaknesses or handling disagreements? AI thoughts there.
Weakness question.
Yeah.
Be honest, self-aware, but constructive. Name a real area for improvement, then immediately talk about what you're actively doing to get better.
Show the action plan.
Exactly. Avoid cliches, frame it positively with the weakness and the improvement plan to minimize negative sentiment flags.
Okay. And disagreements.
Focus on collaboration, open communication, finding mutual solutions. Use STAR for an example. Emphasize active listening, another key soft skill.
Collaboration. Listening. Good. Now the end game questions. Do you have any questions for us? Always say yes, right?
Always. Prepare insightful questions based on your research. Ask about team challenges, how success is measured, company culture, why the job is open. Don't ask stuff easily found on their website. Maybe even ask about how they use AI on the team, if it feels right.
Ooh, interesting angle. And that final, anything else to add, moment.
Seize it. Briefly reiterate your enthusiasm.
Yeah.
Connect your top 2 or 3 qualifications directly to the key needs discussed in the interview. And confident and positive.
Okay, great advice. So across all these answers, are there general AI pointers?
Yeah, a few key threads. STAR method consistently for structure, helps humans and AI follow along.
Right.
Subtle, natural keyword use based on your research. Clarity and conciseness in your answers. AI often prefers that.
Yeah.
Clear, moderate speaking pace, positive tone for potential vocal or sentiment analysis.
Right.
But, and this is crucial, maintain authenticity. Be aware of AI, but be yourself. Your answers have to be true to you. Authenticity is key. Be AI aware, but human. Balanced strategy. Okay, so that's navigating the questions. But the interview formats are changing too, right? More AI-driven stages, definitely. Candidates are increasingly facing explicit AI-powered stages, mainly 3 types: AI video interviews, recruitment chatbots, and AI skills assessments.
Okay, let's unpack AI video interviews first. What do we need to know?
These can be asynchronous, you record answers to prompts on your own time.
Like HireView.
Exactly like those. Or they can be live interviews where AI analyzes things in real time or after.
And what's the AI looking at? It feels a bit sci-fi.
It's pretty comprehensive. Verbal analysis, keywords, clarity, pace, filler words, using natural language processing, NLP.
Okay, content and delivery.
Then nonverbal.
Yeah.
Facial expressions, eye contact with the camera, posture, gestures, trying to gauge engagement, confidence, maybe even attitude or perceived truthfulness.
Wow, body language analysis by AI.
Yeah. And sentiment analysis too, gauging the emotional tone, positive, negative, neutral from your words, and maybe voice.
That's a lot of scrutiny. How do you succeed in that environment?
Preparation is absolutely paramount. Practice your answers. Record yourself on your webcam and watch it back critically.
See what the AI might see.
Exactly. Check your verbal, nonverbal tone. Then, for the real thing, professional setting. Quiet, good lighting in front of you. Clean background. Webcam at eye level for good eye contact. Good posture. Natural gestures. Dress professionally, top to bottom.
Even if they only see your top half.
Better safe than sorry. And test your tech beforehand, audio, video, internet. Avoid glitches.
Right.
Use the STAR method for answers. And try to be authentic, even knowing you're being analyzed. Let your personality come through.
Practice, professional setup, good tech, STAR, authenticity. Solid advice. Okay, what about recruitment chatbots? Seeing those more often up front.
Yeah, they're common early on. They automate initial interactions, answering FAQs, giving application updates, basic screening questions, even scheduling interviews.
Handling the volume.
Exactly. Efficient for companies with lots of applicants. Provides immediate responses.
So how should we interact with these bots effectively?
Be clear, concise. Provide the info they ask for, promptly contact details, resume, whatever.
Hmm.
Use relevant keywords if appropriate, like when describing skills. Remember, they're scripted. If you get stuck, look for an option to connect to a human or check the FAQs.
Right. Don't get frustrated with the bot.
And maintain professionalism. It's
Yeah.
still part of the evaluation. Answer screening questions honestly.
Clear, concise, professional. Escalate if needed. Got it. Final category. AI skills assessments.
Right. More companies using online platforms for objective skills tests.
What kind of skills?
Could be technical, like coding challenges,
Yeah.
cognitive ability tests, often gamified for problem solving, or broader skills like communication or attention to detail.
So how do you prep for those?
Best bet is research.
Mm.
Try to find out if this company uses them for this role.
Mm.
If you know the platform or type, practice similar tests online. Get familiar with the format, timing.
Practice the test type. Makes sense.
Understand they're meant to be a standardized measure of specific skills they think are important.
Okay, research and practice. We've talked a lot about AI interaction, but humans are still involved, right? Especially later on.
Oh, absolutely critical. Despite all the AI, the human element is huge, especially in later rounds and for the final decision.
Where does AI fall short?
Well, it struggles with nuance. Assessing creativity, complex problem solving in novel situations, empathy, true leadership potential, cultural fit, those are still largely human judgments.
The feel of a candidate.
Exactly. Hiring managers, team members, they're asking, can I work with this person? Do they fit our team? AI can't really measure that well yet.
So that's where we can stand out.
Precisely. This
Yeah.
is your opportunity. Optimizing for AI gets you through the door, but demonstrating genuine personality, building rapport, showcasing strong soft skills, that's what often differentiates you in the end.
Likability still matters.
It does. That feeling of, I'd like to work with this person, is powerful. So it's a balance. Be AI aware, technically prepared, but never lose the authentic human connection. That's your edge.
Balance AI prep with human connection. Love it. Okay, interview's done. We feel good. Now what? Phase 3, post-interview strategy. How do we seal the deal?
Right. It's not over when you walk out the door, physically or virtually. Strategic follow-up matters.
The thank you note, still important.
Absolutely crucial. Prompt, personalized thank you email or message to each interviewer.
What should it say?
Reiterate your enthusiasm for the role and company. Briefly highlight 1 or 2 key qualifications you discussed that match their needs. Reference a specific point from the conversation shows you were listening.
Personalize it.
Yes, express confidence you can contribute. And it's okay to politely ask about their decision timeline or next steps.
Shows continued interest.
Exactly. And remember, this follow-up is for human eyes, mainly, so make it genuine, not robotic.
Prompt, personalized, specific reference, confident. Got it. Do the questions we asked during the interview play into this?
They can. If you asked a particularly insightful question, you could briefly refer back to the discussion around it in your thank you.
Yeah.
Reinforces your engagement.
Nice touch. And that final closing statement we made in the interview.
That sets the stage for the follow-up. Your thank you should subtly echo the key points you made. Then, top qualifications, enthusiasm. It creates a consistent, positive final impression.
Okay, so closing statement and thank you work together. Post-interview, prompt, personal follow-up is key. This has been super insightful. Before we wrap, just want to give another plug for a great resource.
Ah, yes.
If you're looking to boost your skills, get certified in high-demand areas, definitely check out Etienne's AI-powered JamGat app.
Heard great things about.
Yeah, it helps you master and ace over 50 certifications: cloud, cybersecurity, finance, business, healthcare, really key areas.
How's it all?
It's got practice-based questions, PBQs, quizzes, flashcards for review, hands-on labs for real experience, and full simulations. Really comprehensive prep.
Sounds like it covers all the bases for certification.
Totally. Helps you get those credentials to stand out. Search JamGatTech, DJAMGATECH online to learn more.
Good resource.
Definitely. And one last big thank you again to Etienne Newman for making this special deep dive possible.
Yes, thanks again.
And to you listening, if you found this valuable, please hit like or leave a rating and subscribe to AI Unraveled on Apple Podcasts. It really helps us out.
Please do.
Thanks for diving deep with us today on navigating AI in the job hunt.